In this video, I'm going to be building the best possible team for 100,000 MT in NBA 2K23 Myteam. This is going to be a great budget squad to build. If you guys have around 100,000 MT to work with, I think this is the best squad you guys can make. So at the starting point guard position is going to be one of the better budget point guards, maybe even the best budget point guard in the game, and that is going to be the Pink Diamond Luke Walton. I think he's super nice at the point guard spot, being 6'8" with a 6'8" wingspan, really good all-around defensive stats with a 92 steal, 94 lateral quickness, 92 perimeter, 92 interior defense, and surprisingly enough, Luke Walton's actually dropped in price. I think he's only about 10 to 12, maybe 13,000 MT at most, which is extremely good value for a 6'8" point guard who moves really quick with the ball in his hands, and I do think he's going to be a great starting point guard. Now off the bench, or sorry, not off the bench, at the starting shooting guard position, I think Reggie Lewis is probably your best choice. There is a couple good, defensive shooting guards that won't be on this squad, like Al Horford and Herb Jones. Those are great budget shooting guards as well. So if you do want to go with those options, they're great cards as well for super cheap. I think Reggie Lewis is only about 4,000 to 5,000 MT, and I think for that price tag is going to be a really nice shooting guard. He's 6'7" with a 6'8" wingspan. You take a look at the stats, super well rounded, 95 driving dunk, 95 speed, 95 acceleration. Also does have that 97 vertical, which is really good for obviously dunking the ball and playing defense. He's also got he's got very solid defensive stats with an 85 block, 92 steal, 95 perimeter, and an 88 interior defense. And then you take a look at his animations. I will say the card's got great movement with the Trae Young size up and the Trae Young escape. Like, he moves at a very high level for your shooting guard, but his jump shot, I would say, is probably the worst thing about this Reggie Lewis card. Has to be his release, because it's not terrible, it's just not like a great jump shot. So I think Reggie Lewis is going to be our starting shooting guard, and he's going to be really nice next to Luke Walton. And then the card that's probably going to be, or I would say definitely is going to be the best card on this squad, is going to be the Galaxy Opal Kyle Kuzma. I do want the hero version, but he's going to cost a lot more, so I think we're gonna have to go with the elemental version, who's actually only 13,000 to 15,000 MT, which is extremely good value for a budget card. Like, I think he's one of the best budget cards in the game, being a 6'9" small forward with a 7-foot wingspan. Amazing all-around stats, like good defensively with a 90 interior defense, 92 perimeter, 92 lateral quickness, 92 steal, also has an 88 block. And then you take a look at the card on the offensive end, 92 3-ball, good Hall of Fame shooting badges, and he's got such a good jump shot. One of my favorite releases currently in the game, with the Kyle Kuzma base and the Kyle Kuzma upper, which is like one of the best uppers and one of the best bases in the game on very quick timing. Is a super good jump shot. And then he's also got the Kyle Lowry size up and the Trae escape, which we all know is very good combination of SIGs. And I do think Kuzma is one of the best value and just budget cards in the game. So at the small forward position next to Luke Walton and Reggie Lewis, I think is going to be a really good pairing. And then at the starting power forward spot, another elite budget card in the game, which is going to be the Pink Diamond Dino. I think the ability to run him at the power forward spot now on budget squads is going to be super helpful, because if you guys have been following my budget squad builders, team builders, and just following like the best budget cards in the game, you guys would know like Dino always had to play the 5, because there was really never that many great budget centers, and there's still not like a ton to choose from. But now that Dino can slide over to the 4, it's just going to make the card so much better, because he's a lot better at the power forward position, being 6'11", able to really take advantage of this card's player model, and the fact that he's got almost an 8-foot wingspan. So he's going to play really good defense in game, be able to grab rebounds, and then offensively, like at the 4, he can be that more mobile power forward. The fact that he's got the Steve Francis size up, Kobe escape, his movement's pretty good. He's also got great dunk packages. So for only about, I think Dino's like 10 to 15k, somewhere in that range, maybe a little bit more, maybe a little bit less, I do think he's going to be a really good pairing alongside the Pink Diamond Mo Bamba. Once again, if you can afford the hero version, definitely go ahead and do so, but I do think the elemental is really going to be not that much worse, and another just great budget card in the game. The fact that this card's only about 8 to 10,000 MT is extremely good value when we're talking about budget centers in the game, because like I mentioned, there's really not too many to choose from. So the fact that he's 7 foot with a 7'10" wingspan is going to be really nice defensively, pairing alongside Dino at the power forward spot. Both these cards have extremely good player models and great wingspans as well. I mean, Bamba brings that defense, 95 block, 88 steal, 88 perimeter with a 93 interior defense. He's got Hall of Fame anchor, brick wall, chase on artist, post lockdown, pogo stick, rebound chaser. He's even got like Hall of Fame catch and shoot, corner specialist, which is super nice to have. And his jump shot's like chick. Like, he's got a pretty good release. Can definitely knock down threes at a pretty high level for your center card. And like I mentioned, I mean, this is a really good budget starting 5. Probably going to cost you anywhere from maybe like 50,000 MT, maybe 60k, because a lot of these cards really aren't as expensive as I thought they would be. And then off the bench, we do have to obviously go for some more budget cards, and I do think a great backup point guard is going to be this pink diamond Matisse Thybulle. I mean, the card only goes for about 5 to 7,000 MT. And Matisse is super underrated, like I've always mentioned when I do talk about Matisse Thybulle. I think he's still one of the more underrated budget cards in the game. He's 6'5" with a 6'10" wingspan, elite defensive stats, 98 block, 98 steal, 98 lateral quickness, 97 perimeter, 94 interior defense. He's also got tons and tons of good Hall of Fame defensive badges. And then even offensively, like, he's got solid all-around stats. He's got pretty much every single shooting badge in the game on gold. You take a look at his jump shot, it's not that bad. Definitely not my favorite release in the game, but can still green consistently with his card's release on very quick timing. And then he's got very solid dribble sigs with the the D-Mitch size up and the John Wall escape. Dame behind the back, you know, quick drops off one. The card's just solid all around, has decent tendencies. Like, for a budget point guard, he's just a very solid all around card for only about 5 to 7,000 MT. And then for the backup shooting guard spot, once again, if you want to go with Herb Jones, you want to go for a card like Al Horford, they're going to be great choices, but I want a card that's got a little bit more offense and can create his own shot, and that is going to be the pink diamond Kelly Oubre. I think he's a very underrated shooting guard. He's 6'7" with a 7'2" wingspan. Haven't really seen too many people talk about this card when he was released, probably mainly due to the fact that AK got changed that day and his jump shot and SIGs became a lot better. So AK was kind of the talking point of that Friday drop with the supersonic packs. But Kelly Oubre, I feel like kind of slid under the radar as a really good budget too. I'm not saying he's like extremely good at the shooting guard position. I'm not saying he's a top 10, top 15 shooting guard. I'm just saying like he's very solid for that budget tier, especially on the offensive end. And then for the backup small forward spot, it's really between cards like Jabari Parker, you know, Darius Miles is very solid as well. But I do think this pink diamond Jeff Green, like, he really surprised me with how good he was. I know Thaddeus Young, he's another really solid option, but and this pink diamond Jeff Green really surprised me with how good of a small forward card he is. He's 6'8" with a 7'1" wingspan, and this card just plays so well in game. He's great at going to the basket. I feel like he could really dunk with the best of them. He's also plays way better defense than these stats and badges do show. I feel like he's a very solid defender, and I absolutely love this card's jump shot. I feel like it's super easy to agree with, and then I also feel like he's super quick for your small forward, being 6'8". Like, he can really move with the ball, and for only about 5,000 MT, I think he's going to be a great backup small forward next to Kelly Oubre and Matisse Thybulle. And then for the backup four, a card that I was not expecting to be this cheap is actually the heroic DeMarcus Cousins. Now, the hero version is going to go for a lot more because, yes, he is a better card, but I wouldn't say it's by like a crazy amount. Like, if you were to compare the two DeMarcus Cousins, like, they're not really that big of a difference. You know, yes, 8 Hall of Fame badges does make slightly of a difference, but other than that, I mean, the stats are very similar. You look at the badges, I mean, yeah, he's going to have like Hall of Fame Limitless. He's going to have maybe some more Hall of Fame defensive badges like Rebound Chaser, Interceptor, Post Lockdown. Like, the hero version is definitely better than the heroic version, but like the difference in price, I mean, this hero version or heroic version, I think only goes for about 15k, maybe a little bit more, maybe a little bit less, where the hero I think is still upwards of 40,000-50,000 MT. So I think Boogie's going to be a great backup for. He can stretch the floor, play very solid defense. And yeah, I just think he's a great budget power forward in the game. And then to round off, the best 100,000 MT squad builder is going to be the pink diamond Diop card. I think he's a very solid backup 5. Once again, not really too many options to choose from when we're only building a squad with 100,000 MT, but a great backup 5. You know, 7'4" wingspan. He weighs 300 pounds. So he's going to be a very solid defender. And then he's got a great jump shot for a center card, having the Chris Bosh base and the Oscar Robertson upper. So yeah, guys, that's going to round off the best 100,000 MT squad builder. Let me know in the comment section down below, what do you guys think about this squad? But if you guys have around 100,000 MT and you're trying to build like a starter budget team, I think this is going to be the best squad to go with. And you can really compete with a lot of these cards online against maybe not some of the best teams in the game, but you can definitely have some success with this card, with this team online. But hopefully you guys did enjoy and the video to help you guys out, and I'll catch you guys in the next one. Peace.